have our candles. We're going to create some visibility here on Central. I want to first start by thanking Dr. Christine Sierra, who's agreed to start us off tonight. So Dr. Sierra.
Good evening, everybody. As you know, this is a critical moment. This is a critical moment for New Mexico. It is a critical moment for our communities, documented and undocumented. It is a critical moment for our students. It is a critical moment because the political terrain has turned very ugly. It has turned very anti-democratic. It has turned towards values that I don't think we share. Values that are spewing division, hatred, and pure ugliness. The issue, of course, is driver's licenses for undocumented people. We have heard a number of the debates of the reasons for and against. I can tell you some of the reasons for keeping those driver's licenses. Law enforcement tells us that they want them because it is better to know who people are and where they are and to document them and to not make them fearful of police or law enforcement, because all of us have to step forward at times if we are witnesses to a crime or if we are victims of a crime. To deny people driver's licenses, and as the governor would like, to stamp those people illegals, means that we are depriving them and depriving us of safety, of finding safety in each other and working with local law enforcement. That's one of the main reasons for protecting driver's licenses for immigrants and undocumented. Now, the other side has come up with some figures that as a social scientist, would tell my students, those don't make sense. They are not good evidence. They are picking just a few cases where they have found fraud, and picking those few cases to punish the many. That is not the way to use statistics to follow what guidelines we should follow to implement good public policy. So there are ways in which we should try to prevent fraud. We're not for fraud. That's dangerous for everybody. But there are ways to deal with the problem that don't deprive people of their basic rights. Now let me talk a little bit about the politics. Because really, right now, we're not really talking about the merits of a policy. That's not really what this is about now. This is about winning or losing the next election. And I don't mean to be partisan, but the partisans have made it partisan. What we have here is a campaign promised by our governor, and she is still campaigning. There are many other issues urgently in need of our legislature to deal with, in particular the budget. But we have spent most of the 60 days in this session dealing with this issue.
Boo!
So the politics are this. I have been going and with my civic participation hat. I belong to an organization called Albuquerque Interfaith. It's a coalition of groups of nonprofits, churches, progressive churches, unions, and schools. We have been going up for the rallies to Santa Fe, to lobby legislators, to talk to them, to testify at hearings. that the governor has drawn a line in the sand. I guess maybe it's the line again separating us from the Rio Grande or the Rio Bravo. I don't know. And I can't, as another El Pasoan, I don't understand how she could grow up in El Paso promoting the things that she's doing. But in any event, what is happening is that she will not quit until those driver's licenses are revoked or taken away. Now, I have some good and hopeful news to you, and a message that I want you guys to know this. Oftentimes, state legislatures and state politicians and our politicos, sometimes, you know, we're not really sure about them. Sometimes they make us mad, and sometimes they disappoint us. Well, let me tell you, there are a whole bunch of legislators in the Roundhouse now that should make us proud.